Imagine you are standing on a stage, and all around you, people move according to your silent commands. They don't know you're pulling the strings. You don't shout orders or wave a baton. Instead, your control is subtle, almost invisible. This is the puppet master effect, the art and psychology of guiding others' thoughts, feelings, and actions without them ever suspecting manipulation. This phenomenon is neither magic nor supernatural. It is rooted deeply in human psychology, communication, and behavioral science. Understanding these invisible levers is not about trickery but about mastering influence, how to lead, persuade, and shape outcomes by leveraging natural human tendencies. Today, we'll explore the key psychological principles that make this possible, reveal practical methods that work silently behind the scenes, and uncover real-life examples where subtle control changed everything. Section 1. The psychology behind the puppet master effect. At its core, the puppet master effect exploits how humans naturally respond to social cues, authority, and emotional signals. Several psychological concepts come into play. Automaticity. Most human actions are automatic, habitual responses triggered by environmental stimuli without conscious thought. The more predictable these triggers are, the easier it is to guide behavior. Social proof. People tend to copy what others do to fit in, avoid conflict, and feel safe. This herd instinct is powerful and can be leveraged to steer group behaviors. Reciprocity. When someone does something for us, we feel compelled to return the favor. This ingrained social norm makes subtle influence possible through giving first. Authority. People respect and obey perceived authority figures, even when commands are implicit or indirect. Cognitive biases. Biases like confirmation bias and the halo effect make people more susceptible to influence when their beliefs are affirmed or when the influencer appears likable or credible. Emotion over logic. Emotional responses often override rational thinking, making emotional triggers the most potent tools in subtle control. Example: consider how a charismatic leader gains influence. They don't simply issue commands. Instead, they embody authority, appearance, posture. Use social proof, followers cheering, invoke reciprocity, sharing gifts or favors, and trigger emotions, hope, fear. Their followers act almost automatically, without questioning the leader's influence. Section 2. Practical methods to influence without detection. Now, let's break down practical methods that the puppet master uses to exert control invisibly. 1. Mirroring and matching. Mirroring body language, tone, and speech patterns builds unconscious rapport. Humans instinctively trust those who resemble them in behavior. How to do it? Subtly copy the posture, gestures, or facial expressions of the person you want to influence. Match their speaking pace and volume. Use similar vocabulary and phrases. Effect. This lowers defenses and makes the other person feel understood and comfortable, increasing your influence. 2. Anchoring. Anchoring links a specific stimulus to an emotional state or decision. Once anchored, simply presenting the stimulus evokes the linked reaction. How to do it? During a positive or impactful moment, subtly create an anchor, like touching your wrist or using a specific word repeatedly. Later, use the anchor to evoke the same feeling or response. Example: salespeople often anchor excitement to a product by showing it when the customer feels enthusiastic. 3. Priming. Priming exposes a person to subtle cues that influence subsequent behavior or thoughts unconsciously. How to do it? Use specific words, images, or environments that unconsciously guide decisions. For example, putting words like success, power, or images of luxury items near a negotiation subtly primes the mindset of abundance or authority. 4. Foot in the door technique. Start with a small request to get agreement, then follow with a larger, related request. Why it works? People strive for consistency. Once they say yes to a small favor, they feel psychologically committed to saying yes again. 5. Framing and reframing. The way information is presented, framed, alters perception and choices. Example, saying 90% success rate versus 10% failure rate dramatically shifts the emotional response, though both mean the same. 6. Use of silence and pauses. Pausing before or after statements compels others to fill the silence, often revealing more information or agreeing subconsciously. 7. Controlled disclosure. Reveal just enough personal information to build trust but maintain mystery to keep control. Section 3. Real-world examples of puppet mastery. Example 1. The negotiation table. A skilled negotiator uses mirroring to build instant trust with the opponent, matching their energy and language style. They plant subtle anchors by emphasizing positive terms early, then use framing to make their offers appear more attractive. Pausing at critical moments pressures the other party to fill gaps, often making concessions unconsciously. Example 2. Political campaigns. Politicians leverage social proof by showcasing crowds to create a bandwagon effect. They use authority symbols like uniforms or endorsements. Repetition primes voters' minds with key phrases like change, war, hope, anchoring positive emotions to the campaign. Framing opponents negatively alters perception subtly. Example 3. Everyday social influence. In daily life, a friend may use reciprocity by lending a small favor, then asking for a bigger one later. Salespeople prime customers with sensory cues, pleasant smells or warm lighting, to induce buying behavior. Leaders use controlled disclosure to create intimacy, increasing loyalty while staying in control. Section 4. Ethical considerations and defense. While the puppet master effect can be powerful, it carries ethical responsibilities. Misuse risks. Manipulation without consent can harm trust and relationships. Emotional exploitation damages mental health. How to use ethically. Use influence to empower, guide, and create win-win situations. Be transparent about intentions when possible. Foster genuine relationships instead of deception. Defending against puppet mastery. Awareness is your best defense. When you understand these tactics, you can recognize mirroring and priming attempts. Pause before responding to avoid automatic compliance. Question framing and seek alternative perspectives. Maintain strong personal boundaries. Mastery without strings. The puppet master effect reveals a profound truth: control is rarely overt. The most effective influence is invisible, subtle, and woven into the fabric of human interaction. By understanding the psychological levers, automatic responses, emotional triggers, social norms, anyone can learn to guide and shape outcomes with elegance and grace. But with great power comes great responsibility. Use these techniques wisely, to uplift and empower, not to deceive or harm. Influence is a gift, wield it thoughtfully, and you become not a puppet master, but a true leader. Thank you for watching this deep exploration of the puppet master effect, the subtle science of influence and control without detection. Now that you understand the psychological principles and practical methods behind it, you have the power to both influence and protect yourself wisely. Remember, influence is a responsibility. Use these techniques ethically to create positive change, strengthen your relationships, and lead with integrity. If you found value in this video, please hit the like button, subscribe for more insights, and click the notification bell to never miss an update. Share your thoughts or questions in the comments. How will you apply these principles in your life? Until next time, stay aware, stay empowered, and lead without strings.